You're watching the ACC on ESPN as we cross the Ohio River into Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, that is, where today the Cardinals will step out of conference to take on the Bowling Green Falcons out of the MAC. And when you talk football in the city of Louisville, you're going to talk about the Brahms. Jeff Brom and really the entire Brom family, they're football royalty here. And Coach Brom in his third year has his Cardinals off to a great start. For Bowling Green, the legend, Eddie George, is the new head man there. And he's got his eyes on a MAC championship and a couple of wins under his belt already as well. Hi, everybody. Alongside Max Brown, I'm Chris Cotter. When you think about this Cardinals team, yeah, they're 2-0 on the year, but coming off a bye, I think nationally, they're kind of a quiet 2-0, aren't they?
They're flying under the radar a little bit. I mean, you look around the ACC, you got Miami with a huge matchup today versus Florida. Georgia Tech coming off a huge win versus Clemson last week. And Florida State, they've been the darling of college football early on in this season. You forget about Jeff Brom and his Louisville squad, yet he feels like they have a championship-level roster.
He's known as a quarterback whisperer to some extent. Obviously, he was a great player here as a quarterback at Louisville, but he's taken some players underneath his wing, and he's got a new one here.
And it's players that it didn't end well at their previous stop, yet they get on campus here, and they develop into NFL-caliber prospects. It started with Jack Plummer 2 years ago, Tyler Shuck last year, and this Louisville squad's hopeful Miller Moss can fall in line next. Remember, his coming out party into the college football world was in 2023, that Holiday Bowl versus Louisville when Caleb Williams sat out to go to the NFL. He threw for 6 touchdowns that game. Jeff Brom said, hey, he's in the portal. I want him to be my quarterback.
Yeah, well, we all know about Eddie George and the type of player he was at the NFL level, but he had 4 really successful years at Tennessee State, built that program into a conference champion. He was hired last March to be the new head coach at Bowling Green, so he got off to a late start. He's had to work furiously with his staff over the summer. Got a couple of wins already. They're playing really well. And they've got an idea of maybe winning a MAC championship this year. He's got a new quarterback, too, who's played in just about every time zone in his college career.
Yeah, it's Drew Pine, well-traveled, 4 schools, all big-time programs, too, and had success at Notre Dame. Won a lot of ball games there, went to Arizona State, thought he was going to be Kenny Dillingham, starting quarterback year 1 for that program. Last year goes and backs up Brady Cook at Missouri. The big difference, Chris, though, is in the past, he was competing to be the guy. This year, he is the guy at Bowling Green.
Well, we've talked a lot of offense. Let's talk some defense, and specifically on the injury front. Kendra Douglas is down on the field with more on that story.
Yeah, Chris, both teams are going to be without their star linebackers. For Bowling Green, it's going to be Dorian Pringle, who is out with an injury to his lower extremity. This is a guy that's been a force for the Falcons. He's tied for 4th in the nation with 6 tackles for loss. On the other side, for Louisville, they're going to be out Stanquan Clark. He had surgery to his lower leg. He's a returning starter. He played in the first 2 games before going down late in August, late against James Madison on September 5th. So both defenses take a hit today, but as we know in college football, it's all about that next man up mentality, so we will see who steps in for those roles this afternoon.
Appreciate that, Kendra. We absolutely will. It's going to be big. Louisville won the toss. They defer. We are underway here at L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium as Nick Keller boots it out of the back of the end zone. We'll get an opportunity to see this Bowling Green offense.
And their quarterback, Drew Pine, we talked about him in the open, seen a lot of football, 4 different programs, started his career at Notre Dame, 2 stops along the way. His 4th stop here at Bowling Green, big factor for him in this game is settle into it quickly. He's a guy that's capable of operating the pass game. They're not offensive identity-wise. They're not necessarily going to ask him to throw it 35, 40 times a game all around the park. They're very much going to lean on this run game, hence their head coach being Eddie George. But at times, they'll ask him to make some big-time throws.
And they'll hand it off on 1st down and a big hole for Middleton. And Allen Middleton is going to pick up a 1st down. This is an offense that will funnel 4 or 5 running backs at you. They'll even bring a wide receiver and put him a tailback in Middleton.
Yeah, whatever it takes to get your playmaker of the rock. Allen Middleton, usually a receiver lined up in the backfield. You can tell that he's built like a running back. Nice patience there. Sometimes when you put receivers in the backfield, they're so giddy to just hit the hole right away. Showing vision there.
This is Roberts. Eludes a tackler, spinning, but can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
This is a Bowling Green offense that really leans on their offensive line. Heading into this season, had 100 combined starts returning for that unit. In fact, Eddie George, when he got this job in March, condensed off season behind the 8-ball a little bit. He retained offensive line coach and co-offensive coordinator Greg Nosale. Big reason why is he loved the way that offensive line was playing.
Pine to throw. Checks down and tried to hit his receiver crossing on the pattern. That was the tight end, Jiron Johnson, but misfired. 3rd down and long.
Yeah, you can see Drew Pine trying to get to his 3rd and 4th progression, just a little behind him there. Johnson's really a playmaker for this squad. Former receiver at Texas Southern, transfers to Bowling Green, converts to tight end, bigger guy but very athletic. 10 catches on the year, and these 3rd and long scenarios are a nightmare for Bowling Green. Louisville loves their pass rusher. Keep an eye on Clev Lubin, pass rusher to the top of your screen, number 50.
Give to Middleton. Nowhere to go. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. So after a 1st down carry to start the game, this Louisville defense bows their backs. They're going to force a punt.
It's a great job by this Louisville defense early on.
Colin Lacey back to return this kick. They want to get 5 and red the ball as much as possible in a lot of different ways today. One of them will be returning punts. John Henderson puts a toe into it. That's a good kick. Lacey's just going to have to let it bounce, and he'll roll out of bounds at about the 23. That's where Louisville will take over.
Another transfer quarterback just on the other side, Miller Moss, coming by way of USC. Did some good things last year. That 4-5 record is not the prettiest, but put up some numbers. They were really excited about what he could be. Didn't necessarily work out, and found a landing spot here at Louisville. We talked about in the open. Man, Jeff Brom has had success with transfer portal quarterbacks. They're excited about what Miller could be. So much of it, though, is settling into a new scheme. Lincoln Riley scheme at USC, much more wide open. This scheme, more pro style under center.
5 wide to start the game for the Cards. Moss to throw. Quickly has a receiver. Picks him about 8 yards. Jaleel Skinner is a transfer from Miami in his 2nd year.
This is their favorite part about Miller's game, is the quick game. When he can get the ball out of his hands quickly, doesn't have to think much. Operates that well right on cue. I said he's playing more of a pro-style scheme, but on the first play of the game and here on the 2nd play as well, going back-to-back empty formations.
Moss now flushed. Throws it dangerously in traffic, incomplete. MJ Cannon on the coverage as he tried to hit Chris Hughes across the middle.
And this is an offense that 2 weeks ago, coming off a bye, but 2 weeks ago they played James Madison, and James Madison gave them everything they could handle. Offense really struggled against the pressure packages. Will be interesting to see if Bowling Green tries to dial up something similar. It's 3rd and short, but do they bring pressure from the 2nd and 3rd level of the defense?
Give to Keywan Brown, crashes into the middle of that defense, and I don't know if he got it. I think he's short. Louisville's going with Keywan Brown as their tailback today because Isaac Brown's banged up, as is Duke Watson, so they're going with the 3rd option in Brown, and he just got hammered at the line of scrimmage. That was Caden Marshall who's getting playing time today because of the Dorian Pringle injury.
Yeah, you and Kendra both mentioned it as you're seeing Jeff Brom's frustrated with Miller Moss. Have to think there might have been a check that was missed or trying to get the ball out. Maybe it was a run pass option and a missed read there. But a good job by that Bowling Green defense. You mentioned it. That linebacker room is down with Dorian Pringle out. Gideon Lampron and Caden Marshall showing up there.
So the teams trade punts on their first possessions of the day. And Brennan Ridley just fell down. Wasn't able to make the catch. That's going to cost Bowling Green some yardage here as it'll roll all the way down to the 7-yard line. Pine will come back out when we come back. Still scoreless here in Louisville. First-year head coach Eddie George at Bowling Green. Well, he won the Heisman Trophy back in 1995. Elected to the Hall of Fame in 2011. 4 years at Tennessee State. Took him to the playoffs last year. Was the coach of the year, the Big South OVC. So he built that program in 4 years into a winner. He's hoping to do the same here at Bowling Green.
It's impressive. He's part of this new school wave of former high-profile players getting into the head coaching ranks and doing it well.
That's Roberts. Well-designed play as he cut it back and got it out to the 20. 13 yards, first down.
Yeah, you said it. Nice, well-designed play. They're going to fake this swoop motion, meaning the receiver going behind the quarterback, get the defense flowing that way, and then cut back against the grain with the pulling tight end in front of them. It's good patience and great execution by all the blockers up front, making sure they're getting a hat for the hat.
You'll see Roberts, McMillan, Porter, Petaway now in the backfield. A slew of backs to run the football. This time Pine is going to throw as a receiver, makes the catch near the first down marker. And they're going to move the sticks. R.J. Garcia on the reception. So Pine looks pretty comfortable out there.
Yeah, and they're doing it by way of a lot of eye candy motions, a little bit of shifts, making this Louisville defense communicate, which that was an issue last year a little bit, giving up big plays as they're splitting their quarterback out for more eye candy and trickery.
And they've got Middleton in the gun. He'll keep it up the middle. Gets hit hard, but falls forward for a gain of about 4. So Middleton, the wideout, has carried the ball in addition to Roberts, McMillan, Porter, Petaway, Amakri.
We're seeing a lot of creative plays, which has me thinking that, you know, you talk about a first 15 script. Oftentimes offensive coordinators go into a game saying, hey, I want to get to these play calls early. We're seeing a lot of creativity, and right here with a different quarterback in as well, they're just adding to that script.
It's Lucian Anderson. They love his athleticism. He's going to show it right here. Keeps it, tries to spring it outside. Still on his feet, but couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now Pine comes in for Anderson.
Again, finding themselves in another third down scenario. This one's a little bit easier, 3rd and 7 rather than 3rd and 11. Have to think Jyron Johnson, number 7, their tight end, and then R.J. Garcia, the second, number 2. He'll be out wide to the bottom of your screen when we go wide. Those are the 2 playmakers out wide for this Bowling Green offense.
5 wide. Cardinals showing a little pressure. They bring 5. Pine is able to get rid of it to his tight end. Fumble the football. It's still on the ground. And it rolls out of bounds as the Cardinals had a chance. TJ Quinn was on it, and they'll mark it at the 4. And Quinn had his eye on the end zone, didn't he?
This is a Bowling Green offense that hasn't had a turnover all year. It's an excellent job by Rene Conga. That defensive tackle, realizing they're trying to screen him, he puts the initial hit on him. Question's going to be, did he secure it and make that catch? But that defensive tackle for this Louisville squad makes
ruling on the field of a catch and a fumble by the offense is under further review.
It's actually a heck of a job by the tailback, Kadarius Roberts, who gave chase and knocked it away from TJ Quinn right when it looked like he was going to pick it in. He would have walked into the end zone. So they're reviewing as to whether it was a catch and a fumble or an incomplete pass.
It's not secure there. To me, at that look, he's bobbling it the whole way, but does he secure it there at all? That ball looks like it's moving the entire way, and he doesn't secure it.
Which would be big for Bowling Green because it would save him about 32 yards. 28 yards, actually. You correct my math on that.
Yeah, to me, that ball's not secured. This is the best look here. Ball's still moving, still moving. Maybe you say he secures it there, but I don't think so.
Our referee today, Daryl DeBerry, consulting with William Scott. He's our replay official. Side judges say, let's get going. I don't think he's saying that.
Both teams have already acknowledged that this call is going to get overturned. They have the punt unit on.
After further review, the pass was incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Game clock operator, please set the game clock to 9 minutes, 9:00.
And that's what was taking a little while longer, making sure the clock was right. So they'll set it back to 9 even. And this is a good deal for the Falcons, as they would have had to have punted from their own end zone.
Yeah, obviously no points there, but from a field position standpoint, assuming they get a good punt here, it's a good job of getting a couple first downs, and that could have been a scenario if they went 3 and out. You would have had advantageous field position for Louisville.
So Henderson for the 2nd time today. High snap, comes down with it, a little bit of pressure, but he's able to get a good kickoff. Again, Lacey calling for the fair catch, doesn't make it, and is it still in play? There's a big battle for the loose ball at the 38-yard line. If it stayed in play, it was recovered by Bowling Green. And it was. It's Bowling Green Falcon football.
It's going to be Victor Vasquez, the snapper.
By the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. 1st down, Bowling Green.
This is an outstanding play by the snapper. He cuts on a dime here. The athleticism, you don't always say it from a snapper, but look at this. Ball's in, he dives on it. The question's going to be, does he get possession without getting on that white line? Does he have possession before that shoulder is out of bounds?
I mean, it is bang, bang, and obviously called on the field. Has a fumble recovery, the recovery of the muff.
That's phenomenal awareness right there. You're not seeing that from a lot of snappers.
Now they're going to blow it dead and look at it.
The previous play that the punt was recovered by the kicking team is under further review.
He gains possession pretty quickly there. I don't know whether his right shoulder is on the chalk. Doesn't look like the ball moves, Max.
And this is one of those where the call on the field is that he did have possession inbounds. You said it, Chris. This is bang, bang. It's close, but I do think he secures it ever so slightly before that right shoulder touches the white out of bounds line. That's a phenomenal play. He's diving back. His momentum's going down the field. He's diving back, has to secure the football.
Called a recovery on the field, so there has to be
After
enough
further
to
review,
overturn
the
it.
ruling on the field is upheld. 1st down, Bowling Green.
Yeah, upheld. And the first big play on special teams in this game goes to the Falcons.
He's fired up.
Up until this point, it's been all about field position, and 2 reviews in a row that helped Bowling Green with field position massively.
Huge momentum back on their side. Seen Bowling Green so far this season, 5 takeaways. 1 today. Positive in the turnover margin.
Give it to McMillan. Has a hole. Sidesteps the defender, picks up 3 on 1st down.
And this is who Bowling Green wants to be. Limit possessions, ball control, keep it close. Both staffs said it, and then try to find a way in the 4th quarter. Obviously, when you're a MAC school, just got to find a way to stay in this ball game.
Eight runs on their first 11 plays from scrimmage for Bowling Green to start this game. Make it another one. And another 3 yards. We'll mark it back, gain of about 2.5. Quinn and Lowry on the defense.
And we've already seen it through 2 drives, but this feels like the key scenario in this game. 3rd down. When you like to think that Bowling Green has to pass, can Drew Pine operate this offense, and can the receivers make the contested catches? And can the offensive line hold up against a strong pass rush against Louisville? This scenario right here feels like a critical component for both sides in this ball game.
McMillan in a tailback. Tight end in motion. They give it to McMillan. He lowers his shoulder, won't get the first down, as he picks up just a couple. D'Angelo Hutchinson on the tackle. It'll be 4th down and a long 2.
Yeah, my first gut reaction when they made that play call was, hey, that means they're going to go for it on 4th, but Eddie George is going to elect to kick the field goal here.
Didn't get a great spot either. And they'll bring in Cleather, Jackson Cleather, for 49 yards here. It's perfect. So the Falcons make the trip from Northern Ohio. Get a turnover on special teams. Eddie George fired up. They're up 3 early.
This is Miller Moss's first year wearing a Louisville uniform, but before that, his coming out party to the college football world was in the 2023 Holiday Bowl. Caleb Williams was sitting out, expecting to be the #1 pick in the draft. Miller Moss stepped in and got it done. A couple touchdown throws to Deuce Robinson, now Florida State's go-to receiver. And I said it in the open, when he hopped into the portal, it didn't necessarily work out at USC, but I think Jeff Brom and this staff was saying, hey, we've seen what this guy's done in person. We'll take him. No second thoughts.
It's the Falcons instead of the Cardinals, though, who have gotten off to a great start here early. First half of this first quarter, first couple possessions of all field position, but the turnover on special teams on a Falcon punt set them up in outstanding field position. They were able to cash in with 3. And Lacey will get an opportunity for redemption here. Will he take it out? He will. Cuts it outside. He's got great speed. Outside of the 40. That's why they want to get the ball in his hands a lot more often.
Excellent job by Lacey. Excellent blocking scheme, too. He's going to get some big-time blocks right there in the middle 37. Excellent job. Special teams showing up early in this ball game. Lacey's a guy that going into this game, Louisville's running back room a little banged up. Lacey's that number 2 receiver. They very much want to get him involved.
First time we've seen one in red today as well. Isaac Brown mentioned he's a little banged up, but he's going here. Inside of Bowling Green territory, still on his feet. Out at the 41. 18 yards for the sophomore from Miami.
And right away, you can see how explosive he is. The burst through the defensive line, making a move at the second level, getting to the outside edge. And when number 1's in open space, that is the most fearful thing for this Bowling Green defense.
Yeah, he ain't that banged up. Looked pretty good on that carry as you see what he's done here the first 2 games of this year for the Cards. Looked like Moss turned the wrong way, or one of them turned the wrong way, and that play was a disaster. Now we get late flags. Darius Lorfols was out in coverage. It looked almost like it was just a throwaway for Moss after he was in trouble when the handoff went awry.
Pass interference, offense number 15. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
And the call's going to go against Antonio Meeks as he was tangled up with Lorfols.
Correction. The foul is on number 0.
Yeah, so
that was Chris Bell.
Miscommunication between Miller and the running back. Looked like he made the mistake there. Then he's trying to get out of a bad play by throwing it away, but that receiver has a blocking assignment, not an actual route, so you get punished for pass interference. And, you know, so much about this game was getting Miller Moss settled into this new offense. Remember, this is only his 33rd start in this scheme. So far, we've seen the miscommunication there. And then the third down play earlier when him and Jeff Brom were having some words on the sideline. So far, they haven't really been able to settle in.
First and 25, Moss to throw as receiver wide open out of the backfield. Breakdown in coverage by Bowling Green, and that enabled Kewan Brown. Nice pickup on first down. That's 18, getting him back.
You said it, Brown releases to the outside. Linebacker doesn't go with him. Corner doesn't go with him. Remember, that's Gideon Lampron. He's playing at a great level, but Dorian Pringle's out. You'd have to think, you know, these linebackers, a lot of new faces playing in there. Moving pieces from this Louisville offense, got to communicate on the back end.
Empty backfield now with Kewan Brown in the slot. Now he's in motion at the bottom of your screen. Moss to throw, setting up the screen. Lacey gets a block. It's another one before finally being brought down at the 31. That's a first down.
One thing is very clear early on in this game. Miller Moss looks the most comfortable in empty formation. 5 receivers out. Utilize your athleticism and your spacing. That's certainly Lacey's skill set. Just an easy catch for him, trying to get the ball in his hands quickly.
Moss again to throw. Flag down, has a receiver wide open inside the 10. That's Lacey, breaks a tackle. Another flag down as he's brought out of bounds at the 2. 29 yards. We've got to check both markers. The first was in the backfield immediately, and the second was all the way down inside the 5 where Lacey was knocked out of bounds.
The fouls by both teams. Holding. Offense number 60. Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 1. Those fouls offset. First down.
Cornerback Keon Washington with the face mask, and that's big old Rasheed Miller, the left guard, guilty of the hold. So we'll re-tee it up. Louisville very heavily penalized so far this year through the first 2 games. 17 penalties for 155 yards, and they've got a bunch of them today already. Moss to throw. Receiver needs to beat his defender. That's Bell inside the 20, finally wrapped up at the 17.
Yeah, just soft coverage on the outside by Keon Washington, the transfer from West Virginia. One-on-one versus Chris Bell. That's a tall task. Chris Bell 0. That's Louisville's guy on the outside. If you're going to give up the easy stuff, though, got to make those tackles in open field.
First time in the red zone for the Cardinals. High snap, give to Brown. Lowers his shoulder down near the 10. Red zone has not been a friendly place for the Cardinals this year so far.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. And remember that bye week last week, so only 2 games this year. But JMU, James Madison, their last game did some really good things, especially with pressure packages, heating it up on Jeff Brom, head coach, also their play caller, getting in those red zones. Weren't able to punch it in. That game stayed close. Luckily, they had a defensive touchdown to pull away in that one. But obviously a point of emphasis today.
Again, to give to Brown. Wrapped up in the backfield, does stretch forward and maybe pick up a little bit. Caden Marshall on the tackle. We got to check the marker.
Personal foul, face mask, number 38. Penalty enforced after distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Dear Kelly, the second face mask infraction on this drive against Bowling Green.
And that's bizarre. Sometimes you see hands to the face defensive lineman wise as they're going to pull him out. That's a big missed penalty on a great tackle by Caden Marshall, the reserve linebacker. But having a face mask once is unique. Twice in the same drive is worth Eddie George saying, we got to pull you out of this game. We'll see here. It'll be the defensive tackle. And yeah, just grabbing the mask of the running back there.
Got a hand caught up in it. First and goal. Kewan down to the 2. Lampron on the tackle.
This is a good backfield for Louisville. Louisville fans feel like they have the best backfield in the country, really, between Brown, Watson, who's banged up. Not sure if we're going to see him today, and then the other Brown, Kewan. It's a loaded backfield, and when you talk about trying to settle in Miller Moss into this scheme, into this ball game, having the weapons out wide and Bell and Lacey, and then the backfield to lean on is quite the luxury.
Under center, double tights, and a fullback. Kewan Brown can't get there. Still efforting though. Now he puts the ball across the goal line for the score. Good second and third effort there, Maxie.
And they're using a formation that the head coach on the other sideline used to use a lot back in the day. Just run right behind the fullback, under center, big on big. And look at the leg drive as well. He's met at the 1-yard line. But Kewan Brown using that big body to get in the end zone.
Cooper Ranvier for the PAT. Splits the uprights. Brown's second touchdown on the ground this season. Puts an exclamation point on a 10-play drive. Cardinals gave up 3 early. They're back though, 7-3. Louisville on top. Louisville taking their first lead of the afternoon, 7-3. And the strength of Kewan Brown's touchdown run. There you see the scoring drive. Kewan getting a lot of playing time today with Isaac Brown, who did see already with a carry earlier on, banged up a bit. Duke Watson's also been nursing some minor injuries. So we had a feeling we would see a lot more Kewan today, and it's already paying off for the Cardinals. And after the touchback, I want to remind you, tonight after Stanford and Virginia, the ACC Huddle Final Score crew going to wrap things up the whole day. Highlights, analysis, interviews with players and coaches. They got you covered right here on the ACC Network and on the all-new ESPN app, so you can see it anywhere on the go. Got a score update for you.
Oh, baby.
The just unbelievable start for Clemson continues. Unbelievable in the sense that that's 0, I think, on the right side of that ledger. Syracuse leading by 10 in the first quarter. How can they not score?
It's crazy. We had them in person week 2, and it felt like, all right, it's only a matter of time before they get right. We're sitting in week 4, and it's the same story.
Pine has all kinds of time and has his tight end wide open over the middle.
Pass complete to number 7.
Johnson on the catch, 21 yards, and if you're going to give Pine that kind of time, most quarterbacks at this level are going to pick you apart.
And it's good patience, too. Excellent job by the offensive line, giving him a clean pocket. And then he allows that tight end, Johnson, to get into that third window. It's a good job letting that play develop. If they're going to have chunk yards like that, intermediate passing game to soften up this secondary, going to go a long way in helping this passing attack.
Fake to Petaway, quick pass, and all kinds of traffic.
You know, I compliment him on one play about his read and patience, and then right there he throws it into double coverage, and that very much might be the story of this game, right? When Drew Pine's good and he's operating and he's comfortable and he's settled into the passing game, you love him. There's a reason that he was a starting quarterback at Notre Dame and started a bunch of games for the Irish. But at times, and this is what Louisville's trying to do, speed him up in his rhythm, confuse him with different looks, and push him to make bad decisions.
Petaway gets submarined after crossing the line of scrimmage, picks up a couple.
And again, one of these 3rd and longs. Again, Louisville's pass rush, they love it. 10 sacks through 2 games. You got Wesley Bailey, the transfer from Rutgers, 23 on one side, and then Cleve Lubin as well. Eddie George in this offense is going to have to manage both those guys.
3rd time today, Bowling Green has faced a 3rd and 7+, and defensive coordinator Ron English told us that this week. That's the sweet spot for his defense. Wants to get him to the 3rd and 7 or long. Pine rolls the pocket into traffic. Gonna have to get it on his own, and he's got plenty of room to do so. Slides down inside the 40, first down.
We mentioned the pass rush. Excellent jump by A.J. Green, 17. He's just not able to corral him. And then credit the pocket mobility by Drew Pine, stepping up in the pocket, finding the crease, and then whatever that celebration was, he's fired up.
Final 10 seconds of this first quarter, and it looks like Drew Pine and company are more than happy to let the clock run down. Longest run of the afternoon so far for Bowling Green has him set up in Cardinal territory. And that's where they will start at the beginning of the second quarter.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Kendra will chat with Eddie George when we come back. Don't go anywhere. 7-3, Cards on top.
we welcome you back. Louisville up 7-3 here with head coach Eddie George. Coach, special teams came up big for you with that fumble recovery, but what do you want to see from your offense going into the second quarter?
We got to finish these drives. The opportunities are there. The holes are there. Our backs got to pick up their feet. We got to execute. We got to catch the ball. We got to just win on first and second down. We feel like we have a great game plan. First and second down, we get to third and short. What we can't do is be in third and long. That's what these guys are really good at rushing the passer. So if we can shorten the game with our run game, hitting the perimeters, continuing to hit our intermediate passes, I think we can find some ways to find success, of course.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Pine to throw. Dangerous pass, intercepted. Picked off by Watts. And he'll bring it out all the way to the 41. Without Stanquan Clark, the other linebackers are going to have to step up, Max. And Antoine Watts picks up the interception.
It's an excellent job knowing the concept that Bowling Green's trying to get. It's a flood concept, meaning they're having number 7, Jaron Johnson, work a 15-yard out. Antonio Watts feels the receivers running him off, drops right into that zone. And it almost looked like Drew Pine didn't even see him. That's an easy pick, but credit the football knowledge, understanding what the offense is trying to do, confuse you a little bit. Watts looking like he plays that Sam nickel spot, but looking like a corner there.
The previous play of an interception and down by rule is under further review.
So they're reviewing whether Watts' knee was down at the 22-yard line when he first made the pick. And that would move the ball back about 20 yards from where it is right now. William Scott, our replay official, is earning his paycheck so far today. See if a knee went down here.
It works to cut off that right leg.
Or elbow, too.
Yeah.
Could have been the elbow with the ball in his hand.
It's the elbow and the left knee.
Not called down at the 22 on the field. Let's take another look at this one. Could be his right elbow. The left hand is okay, but the elbow with the ball in it doesn't look like the elbow touches yet. Couldn't see there whether the knee touched either.
To me, the other angle is the key one of that left knee, whether that hit the turf. Man, we've had a couple bang-bang calls in this game already.
After further review, the runner's down was knee at the 21-yard line. First down, Louisville.
So they'll move the Cardinals back, but they keep possession.
2 big reviews in this game that have helped Eddie George with field position. Now this Louisville offense is coming back out. Last drive, I thought Miller Moss settled in a little bit. 3 for 3 that last drive, 40 yards, getting some rhythm in this passing attack.
Cardinals will start this drive with Kewan Brown in at tailback. Run the tight end Skinner in motion. Fakes the pitch. Moss wide open as a receiver. And that's Lacey. They'll move the sticks. More Week 4 college football coming your way on the ACC Network. Coming up next, number 7 Florida State hosting Kent State, and then tonight primetime action 7:30 Stanford and Virginia. Both games also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can check it out anywhere, anytime.
Stanford getting a much-needed win last week versus BC. That locker room's feeling a lot better. And then Virginia, we saw them in person week 1. That's an offense that can be awfully explosive.
Flag down. Moss rolls the pocket, has a tight end near midfield. And that time it was Skinner again. But let's check the marker. In the backfield.
Illegal shift, offense number 3, not set for more than 1 second. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, penalties have been a big problem for Coach Brom and company, and you think about it, harken back to your own experience, early part of the year, September, we talk about the things that teams iron out, and penalties, I think, is one of the things that teams tend to iron out as the season progresses.
And my own experience, like I can relate to what Miller Moss is going through, right? You play at USC, you know, you're dreaming your whole life of things working out there. It doesn't. You come to a new program, you're having to learn a new offense. You can see him huddling and having to say the play off his wristband. That's not what he did at USC. You know, that penalty right there is oftentimes on the quarterback, making sure your receiver gets set. Got to get used to those mechanics.
Empty backfield. Has a man in the flat. Trayshawn Hurry, San Jose State transfer, making the catch. No pickup on the play, though. Second down.
Yeah, and back to that point, I mean, we were talking about with both Brom brothers, like you're seeing it right there. Calling a play off the wristband in the huddle, the under center, and, you know, not being in shotgun all the times, new to Miller. It's things that he'll get used to. He's a smart quarterback, played at a high level, but it takes games to have that become second nature where it's things you're not thinking about.
Hurry, the 5th different receiver to make a play in this game. This is what they want to do here on the run. Lacey finally knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. MJ Cannon ran him down, but getting the ball in number 5's hands. But we got a flag, though, way behind the play.
Holding, offense number 2, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Call going against Hurry on the outside, wiping out a 36-yard run.
We said it to start the game. They wanted to get Colin Lacey the football. They're doing it in all sorts of different ways today. Seeing the hold right there, you can see the yank of the jersey on 0. Cal L. Pascal, Bowling Green safety. That's an easy call. And receiver-wise, you got to know where the play is heading to. That play is designed to run down the left sideline. Use that to your advantage. Know what the leverage that's going to be working against you. Can't do that. Jeff Brom doesn't like it, but when he watches the film, he's going to realize that's an easy call.
He really doesn't like it. And this will be a spot foul, so they'll move it 10 yards from the back from the infraction. Net of it all is going to be 2nd and 14. Moss rolls the pocket. Can run if he chooses to do so. Instead throws a pass downfield. And heavy traffic, but the catch is made. Dakari Collins. He's one of the bigger receivers that transferred in from NC State, 6'4", 215, and used every bit of that physicality.
This is one of those plays where if this is not complete, Miller's going to get an earful because he could have ran. Instead, he throws it up to triple coverage. Luckily, his guy comes down with it. He's coming to the sideline like, great play, great quarterback play. If he doesn't, he had a tight end open underneath and his legs as well. But when you're Miller Moss and you got these kind of playmakers, got to get them the rock.
Moss to throw again. Looking to the end zone. Now brings it back. Rolls the pocket. Has a receiver. That's Collins again inside the 5, and he wasn't able to stay in bounds, but he's got the Cardinals set up 1st and goal.
Good job by Miller Moss breaking the pocket. You're going to see the defender, MJ Cannon, falls down. Excuse me, it's Jalen McClendon, top of your screen right there. He's there the whole way and then just falls down in the end, and Cardinals in the end zone. That's why it's so dangerous when quarterbacks break the pocket. Louisville's very familiar with that, with the signal caller they once had in Lamar Jackson. It terrifies defenses because at that point it's just backyard football and a defender slips and you come up with the big play.
KP, as they call him, Kalel Pascal, is the injured Falcon. You can see he's being tended to right now by the staff. He was not the one in coverage that slipped and allowed Collins to get so wide open. Pascal will walk off under his own power. So that at least is good to see. 230-plus completions in a row as the Cardinals now set up once again, 1st and goal. Collins had 2 catches for 21 yards total through 2 games coming into this one.
Yeah, heading into this game, I was kind of thinking, all right, who is that receiver 3? I mean, Chris Bell, who we haven't really talked much about today, he's your clear 1. Lacey's more the slot guy 2, but if you get Collins or Hurry to be that number 3 guy, that'd be a luxury for this offense.
Fake to Brown, quick pass. That one was deflected at the line of scrimmage.
It's one of those plays where the offensive line got great push. You're so close. Might want to just hand it off. It's a good job by the deflection. Defensive line getting your paw up. It's number 2, the Swiss Army knife for this Bowling Green defense. MJ Cannon, the 6'5" nickel, using every bit of that length to make a play.
Breaks a streak of 7 straight completions for Moss. Keywan Brown lowers his shoulder, pushing the pile. Won't get there, but gets closer. They'll mark him inside the 1. Now a little pushing and shoving at the bottom of that pile. Now flags come out. It looked like they may have just been able to separate it without any problem, but you get a marker. And this would clearly cost Louisville a lot more than it would cost Bowling Green if it goes that way.
And we're highlighting Lance Robinson there. If it is on him, he was all fired up like he did something great. Having been in those skirmishes before, I wouldn't be surprised if he pancaked a guy, came up chatting a little bit, but we'll see who it's on.
After the play, there are personal fouls by both teams. Personal foul, offense number 53. Personal foul, defense number 53. Those fouls offset. 2nd down.
2nd down inside the 1-yard line. Should be 3rd down inside the 1-yard line. Had the incomplete pass.
Correction, 3rd down.
See Jeff Brom
they
there.
got a direct line into Darryl DeBerry.
Whole packet of papers. Don't always see head coaches these days continue to be play callers. He's one of them. Oftentimes you see guys delegate it, but he's got the whole playbook right there in his hands.
Moss under center. Brown the lone setback. He'll get the handoff. Close. They're going to mark him shy. His teammates seem to think he got in. Linesman thinks otherwise.
Excellent job triggering by the linebackers for Bowling Green. You can see Miller Moss at the line of scrimmage is barking to his running back and his tight ends. Oftentimes in these scenarios, Jeff Brom will call 2 plays to Miller Moss and give him the ability based on the defensive front and the leverage.
The ruling on the field of the runner being short of the goal line is under further review.
Man, we've had a lot of reviews today.
Had a lot of reviews today. They're going to review this one. It's a 4th review we've had already in just a little over a quarter's worth of action. Coach Brom will take it, though, as he might be able to get a good call this time around. Look at Brown just lower his shoulder, and the linebackers are right there. Can't make anything out of that.
It's a good job filling by 24, Justin Eklund. Again, this Bowling Green defense missing Dorian Pringle, who his head coach said he's the best player in the MAC, their middle linebacker. He's out. This is the scenario we want him. Looking at that ball as we're zooming in, that looks over the white to me.
But he's down there. So his backside is, well, that's not it. There it is. So he's still up there. That ball looks across the line. I'm with you on that.
That's excellent camera work right there by our guys.
Yeah, he's still up here. That's
he's
the
up and he's over.
That
should be a touchdown. Seen a couple of those of Bowling Green meeting him at the point of contact, but then Louisville falling forward. Get that touchdown.
Well, you know, we talk about Isaac Brown's speed at 190 pounds. Keywan Brown's 210, a little bit more oomph.
After further review, the ball crossed the goal line Touchdown, Louisville.
Second of the day for Kewan Brown. And really the second where it was all about his individual effort. Getting across the goal line.
Set up by two big pass plays by Miller Moss. Pushing the ball down the field, allowing his playmakers to make plays for him.
Ranvier, no problem. Louisville spotted Bowling Green 3 points early. They've scored 14 straight, though. Kewan Brown. That's the second of the day for the Cards. Most recent scoring drive for the Cardinals, 6 plays, 79 yards. Kewan Brown finishing it off as he did on their first touchdown drive. 14-3 at the 10:27 mark of this first half.
Set up by the Antonio Watts interception, too. Very much a key in this game. Bowling Green did not have a turnover entering this game. Louisville gets one there with Watts' interception, and then the big plays as well. Bang, bang plays, and Miller Moss was able to come up with 2 big throws.
Touchback once again. Time for today's Good Hands play, brought to you by Allstate.
Don't always have these from defenders, but we do here. Antonio Watts playing that nickel Sam spot for this Louisville defense. Great job recognizing the concept, understanding what the offense is trying to manipulate him with. And we said it, the first turnover by Bowling Green this season on the back of Ron English, who we're seeing right there, the co-defensive coordinator for this Louisville squad.
First turnover, so obviously first interception on the season thrown by Drew Pine.
Emphasis in this week, too, was communicating on the back end. It's a great example of that.
McMillan. No gain.
Hand off to Chris McMillan.
You heard Eddie George talking to Kenner about the backs needing to find those holes and those creases, and haven't been able to really do that yet today.
And this is a big drive for that, right? Beginning of the second quarter, you're down 2 scores right now. Bowling Green is built to run the ball first. They're not built to get into a shootout and throw the ball all over the park. This is the drive where you have to get back to that run game if they have any chance of getting back in this thing before the game gets away from them.
Pine, play fake. As a receiver's tight end beyond the 30, out to the 38. Capers on the tackle, but Brian Cleaver's able to pick up 8 yards, so it'll bring up third manageable. Got a flag right where Cleaver went out of bounds. And we've also got an injured Cardinal. You can see him beyond the officials there. I can't get a number quite yet. That's Tayon Holloway, starting cornerback.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 89, his first 15-yard penalty, third down.
Call's going to go against Cleaver. We'll show you how it all went down when we come back, as Holloway is being looked at by the Cardinal staff. Tayon Holloway, starting cornerback for the Cardinals, able to walk off under his own power. Injured on that last play. The catch by Blaine Cleaver, which would have set up Bowling Green with a 3rd and 2, but Cleaver guilty of a personal foul, so they'll move it back 15.
Yeah, Bowling Green's had some tough penalties for their cause today. Those 2 face masks right there, like you said, that would have been 3rd and short, exactly what Eddie George in this offense wants. Instead, it's 3rd and forever. It's a tight end room they feel good about. Remember, Harold Fannin was their star last year. This past May was a 3rd-round draft pick doing good things to the Cleveland Browns. So that position group is very much a focal point of this offense.
Falcons are just 1 for 4 on 3rd down on the day, and this is 3rd down and a lot. See if they bring heat on Pine. Well, they rush just 4. Pine gets it out quickly. Going to rely on the running back, Roberts, to make it happen, and he won't even come close.
Yeah, that to me might as well be a running back draw, just playing it safe, trying to get an extra 8 yards of field position. Credit this Louisville defense for getting off the field. I mean, Bowling Green had that momentum. They were in it, and that interception from Pine obviously was a killer there that then Louisville was able to capitalize, get a touchdown off the turnover.
Colin Lacey will get another opportunity. Standing at his own 44. Pressure off the edge, but Henderson gets off a good kick. Lacey going all the way back to the 27 before he catches it. Momentum brings him back even further. But he's got a seam, and he's got a blocker in front of him to midfield and beyond. He's going to go.
Colin Lacey with the explosive play, catches this off balance, gets his footing, and then makes two just vicious cuts. One there and then one right there. Gets to the left sideline and then goodbye.
Corey Gordon gave him a heck of a block to 100% legal.
It was an absolute moon ball, but there was no coverage. And then even with Lacey being off balance, he was given a pitch to hit, made two cuts, and house call.
75 yards. Ranvier. And just like that, before we even got to the midway point of this second quarter. 21 points in the last 8 minutes and 3 seconds. The last 6 on an electrifying punt return from Colin Lacey. Is it in you? Brought to you by Gatorade. Well, it's in him. Colin Lacey, here's your early favorite for the All-American Special Teams player. His second punt return of the season for a touchdown.
Just amazed by you catch that ball off balance. Dude's running at you full speed to corral you. No panic at all. You can see the quick cuts that he's doing to get that touchdown, and he's been getting the ball in different ways today. That slot receiver, the receiver position, and then, of course, he's a weapon in the special teams game.
Had the muff punt early in the game that led to Bowling Green's 3 points, and he's clearly decided he wants to make amends for that mistake. 21-3 is our score midway through this second quarter. And this is the nightmare scenario for Bowling Green that you talked about before. This is not a team that is going to spread you out and pass it down the field for 400 yards and come back in games. Don't forget the all-new ACC PM coming your way with hour-long shows Monday through Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern. Then on Friday, you can catch a 2-hour football-focused at 5 o'clock. Going to get you set for Saturday's games. It's hosted by Kelsey Riggs Cup, and it's right here on the ACC Network and on the ESPN app. Big day in the Ville. You saw that mural. Got louder than life. A huge heavy metal music festival right around the corner at the fairgrounds. That's a good start on this drive for the Falcons. Cameron Petaway on the carry.
Yeah, Bowling Green has had some success on first down runs. The problem is, now you're down 18 points, so you got to think you got to open it up a little bit, but the identity of this team is to run the ball. They're not necessarily built to come from behind, so that's going to be the challenge for Travis Partridge, their offensive coordinator. How do you balance sticking to your identity, but also trying to find a way to, scratch and claw your way back into this thing?
Petaway again. This time dragged down from the backside on a nice play by Cleb Lubin. His offensive coordinator, Travis Partridge, calling the plays.
Was with Coach George for one season at Tennessee State. When Coach George got the job, he came with, mentioned it earlier, Greg Nosell is the co-offensive coordinator there. He prides himself on a lot of different personnel groups, which we're going to see right here. This is called 13 personnel. You have 1 running back, 3 tight ends in the game.
And that's going to be a first down.
It's a good job breaking through by Denzel Lowry, 45 for Louisville, but a little make-you-miss ability in the hole allows him to pick up that first down.
Markel Porter, redshirt freshman from Dallas. Seen Cameron Petaway, redshirt freshman from just outside of Detroit, Michigan. Micaiah Mockery, also a redshirt freshman. Coach Eddie George is building a stable of young backs. Another interesting play design. Picks up a good 6 yards. That was Cameron Petaway. It's almost like wing T action here.
Yeah, seeing some of that eye candy, both with the backs in the backfield, but then also pulling guards and tackles. I mean, you have your left guard coming all the way around, forcing these linebackers for Louisville to process a lot. This is a Bowling Green running attack that can get to a lot of different concepts run game-wise. So often we talk about different concepts pass game-wise, but it shows up in the run game for them.
Pressure up the middle, dangerously tipped and falls incomplete. Cleb Lubin got a hand on it.
That's the problem when you're calling screen passes. If you haven't shown the ability to consistently push the ball down the field, you're not threatening guys like Cleb Lubin we're seeing there of, hey, I really got to get up the field. It's excellent awareness by 50, that defensive end on the right side, knowing what they're trying to do offensively, getting a screen behind him, and his football awareness showing up there, and they love this guy. His motor jumps out, the transfer from Coastal Carolina by way of Army. Big pickup for them in the offseason.
Pass behind his intended receiver. Falls incomplete. D'Angelo Hutchinson on coverage, and he couldn't quite connect with his tight end, Jiron Johnson. Will force a 4th down.
Jiron Johnson's really been their go-to guy on 3rd down. He's technically a tight end, but he's lined up in the slot there, inside guy, the receiver. With those slant routes, felt like it's a little late for Drew Pine. If you're gonna rip that, you gotta throw that right when he's out of his break, because if you wait too long, Jiron Johnson starts running into other defenders. He beat his initial defender off the ball. If you're gonna make that read, gotta pull the trigger quickly.
High snap, good kick by Henderson. Too good, goes all the way into the end zone for the touchback. Miller Moss getting set to make his way back.
Really feels like one quarterback has settled into this game. Miller Moss, 7 of 9, and then Drew Pine has had a couple good throws, but he has not been able to. Credit the Louisville defense for that. But I think Miller Moss in this second quarter has come up with some big throws, and so much about the success of all the Louisville quarterbacks in recent memory is they're able to support the quarterback with the players around him, with a running game, with playmakers out wide who we've talked about, with an offensive line who's capable. It's not necessarily just asking your quarterback to stand there and shotgun and throw the ball 35, 40 times a game. They're going to get to a lot to try to support their signal caller.
Moss looking to throw. Has a receiver dropped by Bell. Well, Chris Bell had it in his hands and couldn't squeeze it.
This is an accurate and on-time throw by Miller Moss, throwing it right behind the linebacker's head. Kind of felt like this might be a Chris Bell drive. Haven't called his name a lot, called a lot of Colin Lacey. If you're a play caller, got to make sure your bona fide receiver one stays involved in the game plan, trying to get him a touch early on in this drive.
Fake to Brown. Moss again to throw pressure up the middle. They got him. Inside the 10. Gideon Lamprin was there first sack of the day for this Bowling Green defense.
Yeah, 2-man route concept, 3-man route concept, but it's just a great inside pass rush by Gideon Lampton. That linebacker spot, we've talked about it all day. Increased role for him with Dorian Pringle, his counterpart, out in this game. They elect to blitz him there. He's able to work a little inside move and heat things up on Miller Moss.
3rd and 20. Empty backfield. Now they'll bring Kewan Brown back to flank Moss. Moss to throw. Looking for a screen. Defended well, but the receiver was elusive enough to get out of it. Now still going. And it's made a game of it on that play when Lacey is just so dangerous. It looked like he was completely bottled up and almost squirted through there.
He is dynamic. I mean, right here, it might as well be a, punt return. Make someone miss, find a lane.
4 guys around him and another 4 guys around him at 2 different times.
What's really jumping out about me too is just how the skill players for Louisville, their skill sets complement each other. Chris Bell, he's big, possession guy, playmaker on the outside edge, 6'2", 220. Colin Lacey, more of the dynamic slot. We haven't even really talked about Isaac Brown, who's banged up, but arguably the best running back in the country. So different weapons they can get to.
Schwartz with the punt. Ugly looking kick, but it might be effective as it gets the roll. Good Cardinal roll. It'll roll dead just outside the 35-yard line. Wednesday night, ranked teams highlight the women's soccer and volleyball doubleheader on the ACC network. Starts on the pitch in South Bend at 6 o'clock Eastern. 6th-ranked Notre Dame hosting 18th-ranked North Carolina, followed by a top 10 volleyball matchup between 5th-ranked Pitt and 10th-ranked SMU at Moody Coliseum. Both games on the ACC network and on the ESPN app. Bowling Green's offense, first quarter 80 yards, 5 first downs, getting the run game going. Second quarter, just that 1 first down and 28 total yards.
Just feels like everything's hard. Every completion's tough to find. Every run they're really having to earn. Haven't really been able to break out that big play.
Got McMillan in the backfield. That's a big hole up the middle. Bangs into the defender and rolls free for another yard or 2.
Hand off to McMillan.
6 yards. You mentioned it before. They seem to be getting pretty decent yardage on first down.
That's a good job by the tight end, left-hand side, 89, working back to his right, Blaine Cleaver. Had success with that. Get a little bit in the run game. Get the defense rolling one way and then run back against the grain the other way with some pulling tight ends and tackles in front of him.
Bringing in Lucian Anderson again, the sophomore out of Athens, Georgia. Clark Central High School. He keeps it and has room to run. Tripped up before he got to midfield, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Anderson on the quarterback keeper. Tackle made by D'Angelo.
It's another one of his. You're going to pull around. It's a good job. They've had success with this scheme. You get a tight end and a guard pulling around. Get numbers on that side. mentioned Lucian Anderson. He's a backup quarterback. They obviously got Drew Pine in the portal, and we're expecting Drew to be the guy, but Anderson's a guy really coming along. They say getting a lot better, a lot quicker than they initially thought this offseason.
Again up the middle. McMillan exploding through the line of scrimmage. Antonio Watts on the stop, but another 10 yards. That'll take us down to the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Running through a tackle, moving the sticks. Bowling Green got something going here, down 21-3 with 2 minutes left to go. Coming out of the 2-minute timeout here in the Ville, Cardinals up 21-3. We're just getting started here on a big day on the ACC Network. Kent State, Florida State coming up at 3:30. Get to see Castellanos and company down in T-Town. NC State and Duke then at 4 o'clock on ESPN2. Our primetime game, Stanford and Virginia, wrapping things up on the ACC Network. Bowling Green getting something going here into Louisville territory at the end of the first half. And they needed this in the worst way, although on that play, Chris McMillan completely bottled up Jordan Garrod and company.
At the break, we had Cleveland Cavaliers star Donovan Mitchell trying to throw footballs into a net. He's got that basketball follow through a little bit right there, a little jump shot. What they don't see, though, is the guy he's dapping up right there made it right before him.
Right.
And won a big gift card, so showing him the ways.
Darn right, it was a big gift card. Jack in the box, I'm in.
Here we go.
4 straight runs to open this drive for Bowling Green. They've had a lot of success, except for on that last run. This time to throw. Pine over the middle, has his receiver inside the 35. That's about where they'll mark him. That was R.J. Garcia making his second catch of the day. 3rd and about 2.
And Bowling Green's going to utilize tempo here, a little bit unique. Have to think it's maybe 4-down territory. Do they go tempo and try to get a little quick run here?
Pine to throw quickly. Has his tight end at the 30. Nice catch by Jacob Harris. And with all kinds of traffic, Corey Gordon was all over.
Yeah, that was an excellent break by Corey Gordon, the safety on that slant route. Excellent job, Jacob Harris making the contested
Game clock
catch.
operator, please set the game clock to 47 seconds. 4-7.
And man, if I'm an offensive coordinator, seeing a safety break
Charge
that
timeout.
quickly, always got to think about
They're first.
double moves.
30 seconds.
Like a sluggo?
Little
Is that what you call it? A little sluggo, slant and go?
Look at you with the football terminology. I don't know how many sluggos you're running to true tight ends, though, but maybe you can do that to your receivers on the outside.
It's all about keeping the other team off balance, right? If they're not expecting your big 6'4", 255-pound tight end, Jacob Harris, to do that sluggo, maybe you spring it on him.
You're running sluggos with Harold Fannin if this is a year ago. Different ball game
That's
now
right.
out of the Bowling Green tight end room.
Timeout for Bowling Green here. They've still got 2 on the board with 47 seconds left to play. You talk about Fannin last year. He was a tight end, but he was so much more in this offense. Look at those numbers, though. I mean, 117 for 1555.
I think he's a great case study, too, for some of these MAC players that can be superstars at that level and be featured guys, put up huge numbers, rather than necessarily jump into bigger programs. Maybe you get lost in the wash, not saying Harold Fannin would have, but you sometimes see that story. Put up big numbers in the MAC, and Sundays will become calling.
Pine with the fake again to the tight end, Harris. Flag down as Harris makes the catch and goes out of bounds at the 26. Lubin with all kinds of pressure.
Illegal touching. Offense number 88. That penalty is 5 yards. Also includes the loss of down. Second down.
So was this a case of Harris not being an eligible receiver on this play?
Yeah, oftentimes when that happens, I mentioned personnel groups earlier on. When you're moving so many guys around, multiple tight ends, illegal touching means he was oftentimes covered up by a different receiver. So he's on the line of scrimmage, but then a receiver on the outside of him is also on the line of scrimmage. So even though he's wearing number 88, which is an eligible number, by formation he is an ineligible receiver.
Pine to throw. Eludes the pressure. He's got room to run, and he takes it. Sort of falls down at about the 25. They'll mark it at the 26.
Bowling Green has 2 timeouts. Yep, they're going to take one here.
Charge timeout, Bowling Green. Their second. 30 seconds. Game clock operator, please set the game clock to 32 seconds. 3-2.
It'll be 3rd down and 6. With 32 seconds remaining in this first half. Bowling Green was still 1 timeout on the board. That shocking score continues with Syracuse in Death Valley, leading 24-7 in the second quarter. We'll have obviously a lot more in this one from Taylor Tannenbaum and the crew coming up in Miami at the half. I'm sure when they get done discussing our game, that's what they're going to spend a whole lot of time on.
And you mentioned that early on in that game, the Clemson offensive number shocked you with them not putting up points, but that defensive number for Clemson. I know Steve Angeli, and I saw it in the corner of my eye. Obviously, we've been on the air, but he was banged up, so good to see him back in there. But that's a Clemson defense that's got a front 7 with a lot of NFL dudes and a secondary they feel good about. So, man, the Clemson
it's a team effort.
through September.
The struggle is a team effort.
Yeah.
Pine to throw. Has his man. Makes the catch at the 15. That's Garcia again. That's been his best target all first half long. Got out of bounds, too, to stop the clock with 27
This is an
seconds.
excellent route, too. A little hitch, and then he's going to leak out the back door. And an excellent throw, too, by Drew Pine, knowing that the spacing needs to settle him down, throttle him down. Little back shoulder fade ball there. It's great execution by both receiver and quarterback.
Fresh set of downs for the Falcons. They'll bring in Kadarius Roberts at tailback. And this is Garcia in motion. Pine to throw. Looking for his running back dangerously and intercepted. D'Angelo Hutchinson read it perfectly. Roberts wasn't expecting it. He was going to the end zone. Another turnover and the second pick of the first half from Drew Pine.
This is an outstanding job by D'Angelo Hutchinson, reading the quarterback's eyes, knowing what he's trying to do. Going to go running back on a little wheel route. Drew Pine's going to force the issue. Hutchinson's reading his eyes the entire way. Drew Pine was trying to throw a back shoulder ball, which is what I just complimented him on the play earlier to RJ Garcia. That time, though, that running back's covered the whole way. Either throw it over the top into the end zone or don't throw it at all.
It looked like Roberts wasn't expecting that. He was going to the corner of the end zone.
He was thinking it would be over the top. Hutchinson knew exactly what was going on. Second interception for a Bowling Green squad that didn't have a turnover going into today.
Beautifully set up screen here. Lots of room for Kiwan to get out of trouble, and he does. Clock will temporarily stop for a first down.
Timeout. Louisville, their first, 30 seconds.
And now if they got out of the shadow of their own goalpost, they want to call a timeout here to maybe make use of this 12 seconds. But you got to have a huge play here to give yourself an opportunity, right?
You still got the timeouts. I'd be thinking, I mean, they ran 2 dig routes on the last possession. One got sacked and then one was dropped by Chris Bell. Sometimes when the defense is getting soft down the field, maybe try to rip a dig route in there, try to get 20, 30, 25 yards, get down, get a timeout. It'll be close. It'll be really close.
Even if you could get about 15 from here, that would give you a chance for a Hail Mary, at least.
Yep. Yeah, oftentimes defenses in this scenario go 2 high safeties and they drop real deep. Dig routes can go right underneath them.
Coach Eddie George frustrated with the way the last drive ended. 2 turnovers. Wanting to get off the field here without further damage. Bell still on his feet at the 46. And this is exactly what we talked about. That'll be enough for Miller Moss to let it fly into the end zone.
Louisville, their second, 30 seconds.
Chris, me and you should be calling plays up here. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. Get your big body receiver, dig route, call the timeout, and then you get a Hail Mary here. I've always been a fan of these scenarios too. Like when I was playing, everyone would get in a big scrum in the middle of the field for a Hail Mary. To me, I would put Chris Brown on one side by himself, and even if they double cover him, I like my chances if I'm Louisville one-on-one with Chris Brown against 2 defenders rather than a hodgepodge mess in the middle of the field.
Bowling Green with 3 defenders inside their own 10, spread out across the field.
Dakari Collins has come up with a big contesting catch earlier too. He's 6'4".
Moss has all kinds of pressure. They'll sack him hard. Well, that's the one thing you really didn't want to have is your quarterback get leveled by Cade Marshall and company.
And he's slow to get up, but he looks okay.
21-3 our halftime score. Let's send you to Taylor Tannenbaum and the Huddle crew in Miami with our halftime report. watching the ACC on ESPN, getting set to start the second half here in Louisville, Kentucky. 21-3 our score. Bowling Green opened up the game with a 3-point lead. It's been all Louisville ever since. Max Brown, Chris Cotter with you. It's been all Louisville, and they've done it in all 3 phases of the game, haven't they?
It really has been, and it started with the run game for the Cards. We talked so much about Miller Moss, but even with their star running back being a little bit limited today, Keon Brown has stepped up with 2 short yardage touchdowns. Off the back of some big defensive plays and some big throws by Miller Moss, but 22 very much been the bell cow today. And then I mentioned that defense. Antonio Watts right here with 1 interception when Bowling Green was driving, and then D'Angelo Hutchinson here with the second one, reading his eyes. And then the big playmaker, special teams wise, has been Colin Lacey. The slot receiver for them, you outkick your coverage, he makes 2 cuts and makes you pay, but it's really been, Chris, all 3 phases of this Louisville squad.
Lacey, the first Louisville player with 2 punt return touchdowns in a season since Greg Campbell back in 1970, and we're just halfway through the 3rd game for the Cardinals. A couple turnovers, as you saw in the video. That certainly propelled them defensively. Still probably too many penalties for Louisville, though. I'm sure Coach Brom and company will look at that during the week and say that's definitely something we got to clean up, and coming off the off week as well. But Miller Moss has been efficient when he's had to. Kewan Brown has been great with Isaac Brown banged up, and no Duke Watson at all in this game, and it's 21-3 at the break. Cardinals will receive the second half kickoff. After the touchback, let's send you down to Kendra Douglas down on the field.
Well, guys, I talked with a fired-up Eddie George with Bowling Green. He told me that this is about them. That was his message to the guys. He told them it was about the miscommunications, the turnovers. That all needs to be cleaned up. He said they need to settle down and win this quarter. If they can do that, he said, hey, let the chips fall where they may, guys.
Got to do it on defense first, as you see Eddie George. And this is an offense. You think about the last couple minutes of that first half, too, Max. They were moving the ball, couldn't get any points, and then they were able to get a sack on the last play of Miller Moss. So maybe they get a little bit of momentum, though, at least off that defensive play to start the second.
Both those drives where it was Drew Pine interceptions, they were moving the ball. They were in the plus side of the territory, so it hasn't been totally dire offensively.
Moss has a receiver wide open in the flat. That's Dakari Collins again, who's having a very good game, his best game in his short Louisville career. Just a little bit shy of the first down, give him 9.5. You said it a lot in that first half. You get Dakari Collins going as the number 3 receiver at 6'4", 215. That gives you a whole different dimension.
And again, complementary skill sets. No 2 weapons for this Louisville Cardinal offense are the same, and we're seeing Miller Moss very efficient today. Really settled in after those first couple drives.
Give to Brown, and he's going to be stopped for a loss. Falcons defense stepping up. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And this is a defense going into the year. Only 1 guy on this defense had a start in a Bowling Green uniform. So much of these early weeks are getting acclimated to one another. It's a great job by that rush on the inside. I think that was
Lamprin again coming in.
And De'Aaron Kelly, I believe, as well.
There's Brandon Fisher, defensive coordinator. Jeff Fisher's son.
Yeah, I recognize that last name. Obviously, Coach Eddie George played for Jeff Fisher in Tennessee. When Eddie George got this job, gave that man a call.
Brown bouncing off defenders, still on his feet past midfield. Lamprin again making the tackle, but not until Brown was already into Bowling Green territory. He's having himself a heck of a day. And offensive coordinator Brian Brom said he's going to get more clock, meaning more time with the injuries of running back. He's making the most of it.
And that was a huge hole on 3rd and 1 when you're expecting condensed spacing. It's a great job by that Louisville offensive line opening things up.
They'll go to him again. Trying to stretch it outside. Big hole, and he gets a block inside the 30. Just tipped up at the 15, otherwise he'd have been gone. MJ Cannon got a piece, 34 yards, and he's gone way over 100 on the day.
It's a nice job by that right side of the offensive line. Going to see 53, Lance Robinson. see the explosiveness busting through the line, trying to get the stiff arm involved. Good explosion by Brown, but again, offensive line-wise, I thought Lance Robinson on the right side, 53, opened things up.
Now to the corner. Lacey can't make the adjustment. McClendon on the coverage.
Yeah, this is a one-on-one fade ball. Ideally, you want this ball thrown at the back pylon. Miller leaves it a little bit short. You can tell by his body language afterwards he wanted this one back. Good job by Lacey beating him off the line of scrimmage. He had an opportunity there. Seen receiver coach, NFL great Deion Branch right there with the sunglasses.
Brown changes direction. Tries to cut it back inside. Gets a tough 4 yards.
How big of a luxury is this if you're Louisville? I mean, your two best playmakers going into the game were Chris Bell and Isaac Brown. Well documented, but so far today it's been the Keon Brown and the Colin Lacey show. No shortage of weapons for Jeff Brom to get to.
Came in really struggling in the red zone. It's been much better today for the Cardinals. Lacey's in the backfield. Pass over the middle. Caught inside the 5. You got a marker right at the point where Collins made the catch.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, that one won't matter because it's coming back.
This is a Louisville offensive line. They're going to rotate a lot of guys in there, play 7 or 8 guys. Had to rebuild a little bit, got some transfers in there. So much about this second half, especially with conference play starting next week, is continue to work out all the kinks. Obviously, you got to, win the ball game. Still trying to find their rhythm offensively.
So that'll make this 3rd down that much more difficult to pick up. 3rd and 16. And Brown in motion. Underneath, Lacey. Can he make it happen on his own? Ball comes free. Picked up by Bowling Green. They're going to call him down. Down at the 7. Pascal on the tackle. Good to see him back in the game after he was shaken up in the first half.
That was an excellent tackle by Pascal. There was a lane there. If he squeezes through that, it's a touchdown, let alone a first down.
Definitely down.
Ball's down, yep. Caused the fumble.
Cooper Ranvier is in to attempt a 25-yard field goal. Snap and hold are perfect, as is the kick. Cardinals drive down the length of the field, settle for 3, but they extend their lead, 24-3 over Bowling Green.
John Cena, Brock Lesnar. The world will be watching. Stream WrestlePalooza on the ESPN app tonight.
24-3, 10:34 left to go in the third quarter. Louisville on top of Bowling Green. After the touchback, I'm going to tell you about Week 4 college football coming your way here on the ACC Network to wrap up the day. Number 7, Florida State hosting Kent State coming up next. Tonight at 7:30, Stanford and Virginia. Both games on the ACC Network and on the ESPN app.
GM Andrew Luck getting his first win last week, facing off against Chandler Morris, who we had in Week 1. He's added a new element to that Virginia offense.
Eddie George and company got to find a new element to this offense for the Falcons. Otherwise, they're going to lose touch in this game, already down 21. Middleton just probing the middle of that Louisville defensive line and maybe gets a yard.
I mean, really the story of that first half is Drew Pine heading into this game hadn't thrown a pick at all in 85 attempts so far in 15 attempts today. He's got 2 interceptions, and both those drives they were moving the ball. He's done some good things at times. It's really just those 2 plays that, as things currently stand, have made this game, a 3-score ball game.
Pine to throw. Has a back out of the backfield, and that's Roberts. He's only able to pick up a yard, maybe 2 at most. D'Angelo Hutchinson continues his fine play today on the tackle.
And this is a scenario that, especially as Louisville gets into ACC play as well, they're able to tackle in space and get to teams to 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 and long. They're going to wreak a lot of havoc on these quarterbacks. We've seen this throughout the day. They're going to get Lucian Anderson, their backup quarterback, in the game.
And they've emptied out the backfield. Anderson on the design quarterback draw. Nothing.
Yeah, they're getting Anderson in there to try to have a quarterback draw. Obviously, Louisville offense is familiar with that. 2 weeks ago when they played JMU facing Matthew Sluka, they got that look a lot. So even with only having 4 defensive linemen in the box and a 5th linebacker, they're sniffing that out right away.
Yeah, Renee Conga, the Canadian, in the middle of that defensive line, just waiting for it to come into his lap. Second 3 and out on the day. And Lacey, who returned one for a touchdown earlier, is going to get another opportunity here. High kick from Henderson. And Lacey's just going to watch this one bounce out of bounds, but good field position to start this drive for Louisville. Cardinals back on offense when we come back, up 21. 24-3 our score in the third quarter. ESPN supports the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers Week each year to celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. Nominate a great teacher in your community by visiting cfpfoundation.org. For more, let's send it down to Kendra Douglas.
Yeah, well, talking with Louisville quarterback Miller Moss, he told me someone who made an impact on him was actually his thesis advisor from his USC days. Professor Nathaniel Pearl Rosenthal was someone who he said just looked at him like a normal person, treated him like a normal guy. Get this, he said Nathaniel Pearl Rosenthal spoke fluent French, had no idea about sports at all, so he said that helped him feel comfortable in his classroom because it gave him space to be himself beyond the game.
Yeah, that's some interesting stuff and good stuff.
It's a USC degree, man. It's good thing.
Do you have a degree from USC and Pitt?
I got 2 of them from SC and 1 from Pitt.
Oh, come on.
It's a benefit of graduating high school early.
Moss on the flea flicker. That's going to be a big game. All the way down to the 22. Little trickeration. Jaleel Skinner showed that he could get downfield on the receiving end.
So it might be 24-3, but Louisville's not taking the gas, their foot off the gas at all. Little flea flicker. Looked like his hand may have caught up a little bit at the end. Miller Moss, that was not there, flicking it out. Obviously another big play. Well, first down. Jaleel Skinner getting involved.
Cardinals back in business. Remember, this game was 3-0 Bowling Green in the first quarter. And he's been all Louisville since. Moss rolling the pocket, looking in the end zone. Trying to get it to Lacey. And just overshoots him. He was covered beautifully that time.
As the season goes on, those are the types of plays when it's a heavy run fake to the right and then you're rolling out the other way. Have to think when Isaac Brown is the running back in the backfield and you get safeties and linebackers really keying in on that. Those are the types that's when, you know, the wrinkle of being able to roll off is, you know, beneficial.
There you see Coach Brom a little unhappy with the officials.
Just a little bit.
Jalen McClendon was in good coverage, the Tennessee State transfer, on the play. 2nd down and 10. Moss now pressure. Just throws that one away into a space where nobody was. Moss is still down after the hit. I think they might be thinking that the receiver fell down on the play.
If I was Eddie George, I'd be in the ear of the ref. That was, you had to think about intentional grounding. As we're seeing the hit here. Bang to the ground, no whiplash with his neck, which is always a good sign, but obviously slow to get up there.
Champong on the hit on the quarterback. It's 3rd and 10.
You can see the scrapes there the scrapes on his left arm. He's got the tire turf on his forearm. He's been on his back a little bit today.
Moss on 3rd and 10. Pressure coming, overshoots his receiver. That was Antonio Meeks with McClendon again in coverage. McClendon showing good cover skills.
You said it's nice coverage by Bowling Green. Miller Moss off his back foot a little bit as a result of leaning back. That ball sails, but you got McClendon right there in coverage.
.40-yard kick for Ranvier. That one sneaks its way through, so the redshirt freshman from Lexington continues to pile on the points, as do the Cards. Cardinals put 3 more on the board. Bowling Green keeps them out of the end zone, but they've got some work to do offensively if they want to work their way back into this game here in the second half.
Jeff Brom has been giving the officials an earful for 2 quarters now.
I know. Poor F. Field judge over there just getting a Connor Clarity.
And he's smiling at him too.
Getting an earful all day long.
I wonder what it's not clear what he's arguing.
Now the linesman is involved, saying that's on me. really unhappy. Either way, his team puts 3 more on the board. Nick Keller boots it away. And once again, out of the back of the end zone. Louisville defensive coordinator Ron English.
He's got these boys rolling so far this year, and you know, an offseason storyline or an area they wanted to improve was giving up the big plays. It's something they struggled with a year ago. I mean, so far this season, so far this game, you know, you are what you emphasize. They've been emphasizing that all offseason, and so far have addressed it. Obviously, they'll have some tougher tasks moving forward, but Coach English has to like what he's seen.
They've definitely limited the explosive plays, too. Bowling Green with just 1 play in the entire game offensively of more than 20 yards. They've kept it close to the vest and made Bowling Green earn every single yard. They won't even earn 1 on this play. Caleb Perry stopping him at the line of scrimmage. You can see last season they were guilty of a lot of big plays allowed defensively, and they've been much better this year, continuing it this afternoon.
And this matchup today was a good test, too. They attribute a lot of those big plays to just miscommunication, and this is a Bowling Green offense that gives you a lot of eye candy, different formations and motions. So to have some new transfers, some new players playing in there, to be on the same page this early on in the season is a good sign.
Pine, the fake to McMillan. He's going to throw behind his receiver, and his tight end couldn't bring it in. That's Jiren Johnson. At least a couple of times in this game, Pine's missed Johnson coming across the middle.
And right on cue, you said they only had 1 play over 20 yards. Well, that 1 play over 20 yards was to Jiren Johnson on an over route, this exact same route. Just this time, instead of it being an accurate throw, it's behind him. And you know, so much of what Ron English was talking about in our meeting, Louisville's defensive coordinator, is speeding Drew Pine up. That's what I attribute that to. You get going quick. You don't necessarily allow your receiver to run into that open window, and as a result, you're throwing it early and behind your receiver.
Pine 9 for 17 on the day, now facing 3rd and 10. Pressure coming on the backside. Screen pass, but batted up in the air, incomplete. Clev Lubin got a hand on it. And then you got the big uglies up there with the mitts and the boxing gloves on their mitts trying to bring in that pass, and it falls at their feet.
That's 2 heads-up plays by Clev Lubin today. 1 on the screen route, getting involved there and batting the ball down. And then right here, this one could have gone. This was a throwback to the tight end, and that could have been out the gate if Clev Lubin's football awareness was not what it is. He is the one guy on this defense. It's a strong defensive group like we've talked about today, but 50 really pops on film. He's got an excellent get-off, elite in the pass rush game, and then right there getting involved in the pass coverage game.
Louisville puts some pressure on Henderson, but he gets off a good kick. And it bounces sideways where Bowling Green will kill it dead right there. Louisville with the football and the lead when we come back. Hall of Famer Eddie George in his first year coaching Bowling Green, even though his Falcons are down 24. I think he's got this program heading in the right direction. Certainly he did at Tennessee State. He's the latest in a long line of NFL stars to take over college programs.
And it's a recent trend. I mean, before Deion, it did not happen where you had a high-profile player come in from the outside and immediately become a head coach. Yes, we've had high-profile players work up the ranks, you know, graduate assistant, quality control coordinator. But Deion's had success. You can debate to what level, and then Eddie's the same way as well. It's a new trend in college football.
Moss hits Lacey for a good gain on first down.
It was fun having that conversation, too, with Coach Eddie George, where he was basically like, in these meetings, when you're with presidents and ADs and they're talking about hiring a new head football coach, they're not talking about X's and O's to start. They're really talking about raising the profile of a school, engaging your alumni, the campus partners, and things like that. You bring in guys like Coach Sanders, Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, Eddie George, that will certainly raise the profile of your school.
Brown's going to get a first down, lowers his shoulder, and gets just beyond midfield. You know, Eddie George, a lot of people think, okay, well, what has he done since his NFL days? A lot.
He's done a lot.
I mean, he started a wealth management company. He was an actor on Broadway. Said he wanted to be the first to ever win the HEGOT. Now, that's the Heisman. That's the Grammy is the G. Oscar is the O. T is the Tony. What's the E? What am I missing on the E? That's the Emmy Awards.
There we go.
Coaching got in the way, though. Maybe he'll do that later on in life. I wouldn't put it past him at all.
Yeah, it was cool prepping for this week. You know, had a great year last year at Tennessee State. Was in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. Driving back down to Tennessee State to get ready for spring ball. Gets a call from Urban Meyer, former Bowling Green coach, who was like, "Hey, Eddie, you should entertain this head coaching job." One thing led to another, and then March he takes over the reins. And if he keeps having success, you know, Colorado's got to get things back on track. But I think those two guys are very much the start of a trend that could keep coming. Again, athletic departments are looking to, you know, make a splash higher, and big-time players like that certainly are that.
Easy pitch and catch to Kari Collins. They'll move the sticks once again. Wrapping things up on Coach George. You know, we showed Brandon Fisher and that great beard, their defensive coordinator, and he said the one thing, he puts so much trust in his coordinators and his staff and his assistants to just, you guys handle it. You know, it's one of those things where he puts that trust and faith in his staff, and he's not going to be super hands-on in terms of burning himself out. He's going to allow his assistants to do their jobs. Moss is going to go to the end zone. Almost a fantastic catch from Trajan Hurry. Once again, Jalen McClendon in good coverage for the Bowling Green Falcons.
One last little mark there on Eddie George. You're spot on. But it's not one of those things where he's just a face and totally hands-off. I mean, every one of his coordinators was like, he's an elite culture builder. Captain throughout his playing days. I mean, he still looks like he could play running back, which speaks to the kind of work ethic that he has. We talked about it, son of Jeff Fisher. Brandon Fisher, longtime coach in the NFL. Was at Auburn before Tennessee State, and says, I absolutely love. Both coordinators were raving about the kind of coach their head coach is.
Moss under pressure, dropped. Keon Washington on the corner blitz, third sack of the day for the Falcons. And a drive that started with so much promise for Louisville now is backed up. The Cardinals facing a 3rd and 18.
Little corner blitz. Anytime you're in the boundary, this corner's coming. Got to be wary of it as a quarterback. Right tackle sinks down to block the defensive lineman, and there's no one to pick up the corner. Talked about it in this 3rd quarter. Miller Moss getting hit.
Is that just something that Moss missed? Because you saw the tight end flare out and immediately point to the corner blitzing. This time over the middle. Caught, but way short of the first down marker to gain.
But yes, it is on Miller Moss. When sometimes you can see when you're on the right hash, you know it's a shorter distance for that corner to run. If a safety is getting over the top of that, blitzing's got to be red alert on in your mind.
This is going to be a long field goal attempt. They're going to bring in Nick Keller. He's usually the kickoff specialist, but anything 53 and plus, they'll bring him out to give it a shot. And this is going to be 57.
Keller to attempt a 57-yard field goal.
His first collegiate field goal attempt. And he puts a big leg into it. And he got it!
What a kick. Now Jeff Brom knows he's got some range by his specialist. It was a nice job by this holder, too. They were up against the play clock, and the holder was saying, we got to get going. First attempt. Might as well be a vet. The reaction after you bang a 57-yarder.
So Keller and Ranvier are a nice combo, kicking field goals for the Cardinals. The lead is 30-3. And Keller's been booting him out of the back of the end zone all game long.
Seeing Jeff Brom go to the iPad there when you're a play calling head coach, it's such an advantage with the iPads now being a factor in college football where you're able to study up and get feedback in real time. The downside in the previous era without iPads is if you had to manage a team as a head coach and call plays and juggle all the information and whatnot, it's really hard to do without being able to reference an iPad.
Still got plenty of football left to come today on the ACC network. Florida State, Kent State coming up immediately following our game. And then tonight, 7:30 Eastern, Stanford and Virginia from the grounds. Both games also available on the all-new ESPN app, so check it out.
Man, the marriage between Gus Malzahn, Florida State's offensive coordinator, and Thomas Castellanos feels like the perfect pairing. Off to a great start so far in September.
That's a case of something that's easier said than done, because don't you think everybody goes in and says, we just got to prevent Castellanos from beating us with his legs and make him become a thrower.
Totally.
Well, we know that, but doing that is a different thing.
And even if you do that, I think he has the ability to throw the rock and make some plays, and they got some transfers and some weapons at receiver. I've been impressed.
Final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Bowling Green with, again, a positive gain on first down. They just haven't been able to string enough of them together to put a drive together. Because of plays like that by Cleve Lubin in this Louisville defense.
Again, seeing the range that 50 Cleve Lubin brings to the park. I thought it was interesting, too, talking with their staff of, he was a big get in the transfer portal, but he is just 6'3", 250. Not as big as some defensive ends, and reason why Louisville's able to get him and maybe not a top-tier SEC or Big Ten program.
Kendra, what do you got for us?
Continuing to talk about Cleve Lubin, this is a guy who told me that he's felt like he's been doubted majority of his career. So I asked him, what's keeping you going? He said he wants to be recognized as one of the best defenders in the country. That's why he shows up every day. His mindset is to dominate and to prove something and to give people a reason to believe in what he believes in.
False start. Offense number 89, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Yeah, now he's going to pin his ears back on this play.
One thing that jumps off film is just his get off too. I don't know if it's whatever he's getting. He's a smart guy. That's what they're saying. Maybe he's picking up on a snap count or whatnot. But I feel like if he stays at this rate throughout the whole season, he'll have a NFL type future.
Wearing the popular football shorts. Not a knee pad.
Knee pads optional.
No. Started his career at Army, then went to Iowa Wesleyan Junior College, Coastal Carolina, and now he's here in Louisville. And he's coming. Underneath, shy of the first down. D'Angelo Hutchinson, he's played a great game today. I've been mentioning his name all afternoon long.
Rangy too, 6'3", 200. This Louisville defense has been sharp all day long.
Bowling Green will have to punt it away, but they're content to let this clock wind down to end the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
30-3 as we head to the fourth. All Cards. .3 our score. Louisville on top of Bowling Green as we head to the fourth quarter. Fans here enjoying a gorgeous day. And a big lead as they wrap up non-conference play before heading to their ACC opener next weekend at Pitt. So coming off a bye week, which Coach Brom said he didn't really like having a bye week so early on in the season after 2 weeks, but making the most of it, coming out here strong today. Lacey, watch out. He's already got one on the day. Returns it all the way to the 35 and pounds the turf. He feels like he had one more man to make miss, and he would have been gone again.
Yeah, you can see him say a four-letter word right there. Wants this one back. Feels like if he had made a different cut, maybe it's a house call. But man, is he decisive. That's a good tackle. I think he's just frustrated that the punter is the one that got him. It's always the cardinal sin when you're a return man. But man, what a day from Lacey. We've said it a few times today, but talking with the staff yesterday, they wanted to make sure Colin Lacey was part of the game plan, and They did that, but he also made himself a part of the game plan, returning those kicks.
Moss to throw. Bell, can he make one man miss? Cannot, but he's not easy to bring down either. Jalen McClendon on the tackle. Positive gain of about 8 on first down.
This is nice timing by Miller Moss. He's going to get this ball out really early, well before Bell's out of his break, and it allows him to not only catch this ball in bounds, but try to do something with it afterwards. Again, the quick game appears to be the skill set of Miller Moss, and he's glad he's got playmakers out wide like Chris Bell.
Moss gives it to Boykins. And Sean Boykins, the redshirt freshman from Radcliffe, Kentucky, with his first carry on the day, dropped by Gideon Lamprin. He'll bring up third down. No gain on the carry. The fake to Boykins. Tight end. That's a nice tackle coming up by Pascal. Kariski had nowhere to go on his first catch of the year, and Pascal dropped him.
Pascal's done a nice job today, triggering on some of those plays and making tackles in open space. The safety from Miami, Florida, and Louisville fans, I know that catch didn't go anywhere, but good to see Kariski getting back. Tight end for this Louisville squad that was out in past weeks. Now healthy, they'll need him for ACC play.
That's a good point. Yeah, the hand injury. Getting his first action of the year. These kickers have had a lot of action today. Ranvier looking for another 3 more. And you can put it on the board. (33-3), all Cards here in Louisville. (33-3) here, early fourth quarter. Louisville in complete control. Got a full day of action still to come here in the ACC. Let's focus on what we've got next on the network. Kent State and Florida State. Then on ESPN2 shortly thereafter, NC State and Duke. Stanford and Virginia wrap things up from the Commonwealth, 7:30 primetime on the ACC network.
The little North Carolina quarterback duel right there. C.J. Bailey for NC State. Darian Mensah, how does he respond after losing to his old team last week for Duke? Two talented signal callers.
This defense has come to play for the Cardinals, haven't they, Max?
Without a doubt. And up until this point, you know, Bowling Green was moving the ball. They're in this ball game, and Antonio Watt shut the door on that. One interception there, and then his buddy D'Angelo Hutchinson from the safety position just reading the eyes of Drew Pine. You know, again, in the first half, Bowling Green was battling, but you look to those 2 interceptions, really a key point in that first half.
Yeah, that pick by Hutchinson right at the end of the first half, squashing a potential scoring opportunity for Bowling Green. And then you think about the second half, this Louisville defense on the field for 3 drives. They've yet to allow a first down in all 3 drives. Pine trying to do it through the air. He's got time. And again, misses a short opportunity. Blaine Cleaver, the tight end, just overshoots him.
One thing we were talking about with Eddie George, this quarterback, Drew Pine, as they're going to switch out quarterbacks, is just when you've been to 4 different stops like Drew Pine has been to, that comes with a lot of scar tissue as well. Like, the reason you're leaving is because things aren't working out. So much of this, you know, rest of this quarter, but then also in these next couple weeks is getting back to a point where Drew Pine can have that confidence, be decisive. Obviously, it was a tall task today, but he's a guy that can play. You just got to get him in rhythm.
Lucian Anderson in the game. He's got a blocker in front of him. Gets outside. He may go the distance. I don't think anybody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Falcons. 75 yards.
On a day which every offensive play has been difficult, his head coach loves it. Lucian Anderson making it look easy. Just a little quarterback run, going to follow his fullback and his running back. Quickly gets up onto that safety, makes one guy miss, and he's off to the races. That was a big hole. Using the legs of Lucian Anderson to make a guy miss, and a touchdown.
Jackson Cleather with the try, splits the uprights, and you knew it was coming, but knowing it's coming and being able to stop it are 2 different things. Lucian Anderson gets a block, breaks it outside, the arm tackle doesn't work. 75 yards later, he hits Pater. FSU on campus in Tallahassee getting set to take on Kent State. That'll follow our game at 3:30 on the ACC Network. Castellanos has been electric all year long. He's going to look to continue that against the Flashes. And then the nightcap. Stanford making the trip to the Commonwealth to take on the Wahoos. 7:30 on the ACC Network. Could see a lot of points between Florida State and Virginia these next two games.
It's been a lot of good transfer quarterbacks. Two of those right there, Thomas Castellanos, but then Chandler Morris. I don't think nationally people realize, hey, that dude can play. Did some good things at North Texas a year ago, and feels like a new look offense for Virginia this year.
I was going to say he's got some weapons too. We did their game against Coastal to open up the year. He's got Cam Ross, and he had a huge game. He's got a lot of weapons to go to. Zach Long puts a big toe into it. Lacey, why not? Out of the end zone. Gets a good return out to the 25. Tonight after Stanford and Virginia, the ACC Huddle Final Score crew going to wrap up the entire day. They got highlights, analysis, interviews with players and coaches. Covered from head to toe right here on the ACC Network and on the ESPN app. Some fans here that were here at the start at L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium opting to obviously make their way over to Louder Than Life, the heavy metal show just next door. Our producer Berger was checking out Slipknot and Anthrax last night.
They were taking over our hotel.
Yep, has Doc Martens on.
Me walking into the lobby with my suit and tie didn't fit the mold for the all the black from the
your
concert.
Your wallet chained to your belt.
Yep. See, we went no tie today for the Open. That would be a different mold if we went full all black chains, the whole deal.
Right. Jamarice Wilder in at tailback. As Coach Brom is getting some of his players some time that work so hard all week long, getting this team ready for the game, reward them with some time in the game. Wilder on the carry. Good job defensively by Gideon Lamprin. He has really showed the type of linebacker he is.
He's a stud. And for those just tuning in, Dorian Pringle, their star linebackers out, but Gideon Lampron's a star as well. So he's playing at an all-conference level. He's the alpha on this defense. But back to Louisville, you're seeing the reserve running backs in there, but I think they're keeping Miller Moss and again, get him used to the mechanics of this offense. Just more reps, not thinking about all the little things as you get into ACC play of saying the play call in the huddle, getting the snap. These reps are still valuable for him.
Moss quickly, Bell. Ooh, takes a big hit and bounces off it. Holds on to the ball.
Not only learning the mechanics, but getting on the same page with that guy. That's a tandem that they're going to want to see hook up all season long. Moss to Bell, accurate throw, puts it right on his chest, protecting his receiver, big hit. You know, if that ball's above his face mask or down below his feet, that could have resulted in a big hit.
Jalen McClendon shaking up on the play. We'll keep an eye on him when we come back.
Here's my ACC transfer portal QB rankings. Starting with Thomas Castellanos coming from BC. To me, this is impact. So I'm going Castellanos 1, Jaron Kawe Sakapulatele. If you don't know about the true freshman out west, get familiar with his game. He's going to be a stud in this in the college ranks for years to come. Carson Beck playing at a super high level. You easily could have had him number 1. He keeps playing at that level. Miami's going to be in a great spot. And the last two guys, excited, Darian Mensah, and then I left off some special names too. Chandler Morris, Virginia's guy, Steve Angeli, Syracuse. I struggle with that number 5 spot, and Jelly, if they pull off that Clemson upset, might have to sneak into my list next week.
Hell, I got 2 of the top 5 on your list next week with Cal at Boston College. Castellanos is next up here, Florida State and Kent State.
Yeah, I put those 2 guys first just because of the impact. Like, no one's talking about Cal before the season. You know, Cal's made some noise early on, and then Florida State obviously well documented their 2-win season a year ago. Get Castellanos in there, get Gus Malzahn as a new offensive coordinator, and man, that's a revitalized program.
Moss to throw as a receiver wide open. Lacey shrugs off a tackle. Still on his feet. His huge day continues. Lorfils and Lamprin ran him out, but not after another 25 yards on the receiving end for 5 in red.
When you get 5 in space, it's a problem for the defense. Hard to take down an open field. Switching the ball to opposite hands. Yards after catch.
We talked to this coaching staff with Isaac Brown and Duke Watson banged up. What happens if Kewan Brown goes down during the game? And the thinking was, we'll put 5 back there at tailback.
And just go empty formation. Get him out of the backfield. Don't ask him to protect. They really haven't had to do that today because they've been doing things like this.
One-on-one, scary prospect, but nice job by Cannon staying with him after another 9-yard gain.
And the staff said, you know, Colin Lacey came from South Alabama, and in that offense, it was very much, you know, bubble routes and slot fades, and that was pretty much it. Couldn't be more opposite in this scheme. They're asking him to do everything. We've seen, you know, jet sweep. We've seen him on the outside lane. We've seen slants, drag routes. Really asking him to be a true dynamic slot receiver, which is what his coach, Deion Branch, was in the National Football League.
9 catches for 110 yards and the punt return touchdown for Lacey. Big run here by Braxton Jennings. True freshman out of Ashland, Kentucky.
Braxton Jennings, the ball carrier. Stopped at the 14-yard line.
We talked about the youth of this Bowling Green backfield. Well, now we're getting to see Boykins and Jennings, redshirt freshman and true freshman, respectively, carrying the ball.
They had a pretty good true freshman running back last year that it took them about 3 weeks to figure out what they had in Isaac Brown, and then week 4 came and he took off the rest of the season.
And just the 1 carry Isaac Brown did early on in the game. Jennings inside the 5, reaches for the end zone, and they'll mark him down just shy.
What an effort, though. Making guys miss, reaching the ball across the goal line. They're going to hurry up to the line, and I'm sure Coach Brom's trying to get the young man his first touchdown.
And they'll blow the play dead with a false start call.
False start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
This crowd was with you and Coach Brom. They wanted to see that first career touchdown.
As we glance at the last run, the big run before that, look at this move in the hole. Working to the left side, cuts back against the grain to the right-hand side, and then he's stretching, reaching. That last stretch, he gave himself an opportunity. What a run.
Cards will move back 5 yards after the penalty. First and goal from the 6. Jennings stays in the game. Moss to throw. Ball batted at the line of scrimmage, and now flags come in. Lorful's got a piece of it, but now let's check the marker.
They're going to get a...
There's no foul for defensive pass interference. The ball was tipped.
Yeah, the referees were discussing right when the flag was thrown. Bowling Green batted the ball, so the second you bat the ball, then holding and pass interference is off. Without that batted ball, this would have been pass interference. Bowling Green gets a hand on that. Man, we've seen that a couple times today. I didn't catch the number of who that was, but you know, these RPO run pass options, you're calling the run. If the backer's clear, slant route behind him. But man, those are congested throws.
Fake to Jennings. Moss rolls the pocket. Looks for Bell. Defended. Incomplete. We've got another marker down.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 10. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Yeah, a little flood route to the right-hand side. He's on the right-hand panel, matched up against Trayshawn Hurry. A little grab there as he was getting out of his break. Seeing all sorts of different colored mouth guards. Got purple with a brown and orange team. We got green with a red team.
Jennings into the end zone.
Getting the young man his first collegiate touchdown. He earned it too. Had the big run just a couple plays before that. And man, this Louisville team's getting to a deep stable of running backs. They're just going to hand it off to him. Again, cuts back against the grain, and impressed with his size, almost 200 pounds for a true freshman running back, using that frame to get in the end zone.
Ranvier makes it 40. Louisville has scored on all 5 drives in the second half, and they have cured their red zone issues that they suffered through during the first 2 weeks.
When the run game's working, that's a good way to resolve those issues.
Oh, that's almost a smile on Jeff Brom's face there. He and both of his brothers on staff. His brother Brian up in the booth. Both Jeff and Brian were great quarterbacks, not only here at University of Louisville, but at Trinity High School, state championships. Father was a coach at Trinity. And the Brom name is synonymous with Cardinal football and the city of Louisville. Petaway. Good return for Petaway, brings it out to the 24.
Petaway on the return, out to the 25.
Ah, the young gunslingers. Don't see that face mask on the right all that often anymore.
That was a surefire sign of a quarterback, though. That face mask was automatic right there. Brian Brom on the right won 3 state championships at Trinity. He threw for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns in a state championship game. That's presumably against the second best team in the state.
And it's one thing to do it in this era. That was when, you know, spread offenses were somewhat rare. That's getting it done.
Jeff had a minor league baseball career as well, and Brian, both of them NFL quarterbacks. Brother was a receiver here. Sister, Kimberly, great athlete. Great pass right there. Now that's maybe the best pass we've seen from Drew Pine all game long. Right on the money. Hit Eli Duffy, tight end.
Excellent catch by Duffy, too, to come down with that, protect himself. That's a big hit he took at the end, but you said it, on time. Little seam route to the tight end. It's a good job.
Longest pass completion of the day from Drew Pine. And now in the final 6 minutes here in this game for Eddie George and company, it's really about trying to get some things straightened out as they look toward MAC play. They have a huge game next week at Ohio. That's a showdown in the MAC.
An Ohio squad that's looking good too. Gave Ohio State all it could handle through one half, and they beat West Virginia a couple weeks ago.
Mockery. Good run from him on first down. They'll move the sticks again. There's Brian Brom.
What they've done with quarterbacks is awfully impressive. We talked about it in the open, but you know, it's one thing to get a transfer guy in the portal from a lower level who's had success there, and then he comes to your system and just continues. The Brown brothers have been getting guys that it didn't end well at their previous stop. You know, Jack Plummer at Cal, Tyler Shuck at Texas Tech by way of Oregon, Miller Moss at USC. Obviously, all those guys can play, but I mean, Plummer and Shuck, NFL guys. Shuck was a high-end second-round pick. They're hopeful that, you know, Miller can fall in line with that.
A Mockery straight ahead, picks up 4. It's another shot of the
those bleach tips.
Brothers. Yeah,
you got some bleach tips there. We got to ask Coach about that if we get him again this season.
And just the hair on Jeff on the left. Well, the Cardinals will improve to 3-0, and we mentioned they're on the road next week for the first time this season. They'll be in Pittsburgh as they start ACC play. Pine going deep, has a man open inside the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. Jacob Harris, 38 yards.
It's a nice job by Pine. Roll out left, little tight end delay, working up the right sideline. Gets the ball out of his hands, and man, these tight ends have been featured all day. It's a good job by Harris, getting open and then finishing the deal, breaking some tackles to get in the end zone. Seeing it right here, you roll out left, set up the protection, and it's a tight end working a little delay route on the right-hand sideline. Breaks a couple tackles, gets into the end zone.
Clealer with the PAT. So as we were just talking about, something positive for Coach George and his staff and his players in the fourth quarter here. Pine at the start of that drive had only 71 yards passing on the day, so he almost doubles it in 2 completions on that drive. Eddie George, the reigning coach of the year in the Big South OVC, taking Tennessee State in 4 years to the playoffs, FCS playoffs last year, where they lost in the first round. Every award you could possibly imagine as a player. Heisman, Hall of Fame, number retired in the Titans Ring of Fame.
Impressive dude. Was impressive in his coaches meetings with us too. Can tell why it's worked out so far for him as a head coach. Aligns with, I feel like, his mental makeup.
Mentioned Louisville's got Pitt to open ACC play on the road next week. You can see what they've got coming up.
Interesting to see how Pitt responds too. They have a bye week this week, coming off a tough loss in the backyard brawl versus West Virginia. Talked about Virginia a couple times today. I think that offense is going to sneak up on some people. And then at that point, that matchup with Miami could be the matchup in college football, that October 17th game, assuming the Canes take care of business. And then Boston College, I know they lost to Stanford last week, but I've seen I like what I've been seeing with their offense.
Turf Monster jumps up and bites Sean Boykins. Hey, you look at this Louisville schedule, and every week in conference play is a tough game. Certainly Coach Brom and his staff know that. But that Miami game looms large, and then it's back weighted. You know, the last 3 games, you could argue 3 of their 4 toughest games are their last 3 games. Clemson, which has still got to figure it out. We don't know what they'll be at the end of the year. But SMU and then Kentucky here to end the year. As Brady Allen is the new quarterback. He'll throw on 2nd down, completes a pass.
Brady Allen throws complete.
Got it out to Bobby Golden, got a flag in the backfield.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Trevante Sylvester, which Cards fans will be glad to see him back in action. Had 8 starts last year at left tackles, lost some weight though, trying to get back. He's been out recently, trying to get back in the rotation. Just another one of those added depth pieces for this Louisville offensive line.
So many offensive linemen have to work to keep the weight on. And when you get sick and you lose that weight, man, there's an uphill battle from there. Jamaris Wilder, nice cutback for him. Gets it out to the 17.
Yeah, so many times those offensive linemen, from an outsider's perspective, it's just like, just eat a bunch of food. You can eat burgers and pizza all day. Well, the reality is you're working out all the time, and if you're gaining weight with burgers and pizza, it's not good weight. So it's the combination of you got to, increase your pounds on the scale, but it's got to be good athletic weight, especially in today's day and age in football.
Allen to throw, has time. Just overthrows his receiver McWilliams, who was covered on the play. Another flag in the backfield. This may be a late hit.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 55, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Evan Branch Haynes, just a little bit too late.
These are the types of plays that make me grateful to be up in the booth next to you, Chris, rather than in that situation. Those are the most painful, when you're throwing and your rib cage is exposed and your arm can get pinned back up and your neck might whiplash. Football's a violent game that sometimes we lose track of that when we're on our couch or in our button-downs up here in the booth.
Brady Allen's a big old dude, too, 6'6", 220. Absorbed that hit, he's right back at it. Fresh set of downs after the penalty. Jennings won't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Braxton Jennings, the ball carrier.
De'Aaron Kelly on the tackle. And that will almost certainly get us to the 2-minute timeout. As it will. Final 2 minutes here in Louisville. Cardinals.
That is a 2-minute timeout.
With a 40-17 lead. Forget about Brian Brahms' frosted tips. I'm envious of that mullet right there. Sharp on that young man.
That's legit.
Kent State at Florida State coming up next. That's about 10 minutes away, so don't go anywhere. We're wrapping up the final 2 minutes here from Louisville. Cardinals up 40-17. They've been in control the entire game despite being down 3-0 after an early turnover on special teams. They've taken control, and Deuce Adams now the third quarterback to see some action for Louisville. Hands it off to Jennings. Bounces it outside. That's a nice run. Got a couple of blocks on the edge. Picks up the first down and more. Knocked out of bounds at midfield.
This dude is physical for a true freshman running back. Braxton Jennings showing the patience, the line of scrimmage, bounces this ball out. Makes one guy miss and then breaking tackles. 1, 2, 3. Punishes the last defender as well. Showing some good things for the young freshman running back.
Jamaris Wilder in the game now. And Adams couldn't quite get the handoff or pull it back from Jamaris. Puts it on the carpet, falls on it.
It's always fun when the running backs get some work in at this stage, because those are the guys that get all the punishment in scout team every single week against the #1 defense. So when they get some open daylight in games like this, got to be happy for them.
You know, the coaching staff and defense are happy as well, knowing how hard they work throughout the week. Adams with the completion. Got it to Jaden King.
We talked about their upcoming schedule, Louisville's, but Chris, I feel like this team's flying under the radar. You know, get it done versus a MAC school, big picture in the conference. I don't think that's going to move the needle necessarily from folks. And so many eyeballs paid attention on Florida State, Georgia Tech, Miami, rightfully so.
And even other things like Clemson struggles. It's like the news
Cal
cycle
popping up out of nowhere.
It's kind of everybody other than Louisville. There'll be more in the public eye next week on the road if you can get a conference win at Pitt to start your season. Now all of a sudden I think you'll be 4-0 and people will start to say, let's not forget about Louisville.
100%. Walked out of their meetings yesterday being like they feel like they have a championship caliber roster. We saw it today, all 3 phases of this game.
For Coach Jeff Brown. A very loud horn sounding, marking yet another victory in his 3rd season. And for the 3rd straight season, his Cardinals have started 3-0 on the year. First time in program history they've done that 3 straight years. He's won at least 9 games in each of the last 2, looking to go even better here in 2025. That'll wrap it up for us. Eddie George, bigger things are ahead for the Bowling Green coach, but here 40-17, Louisville with the win. For Max Brown and Kendra Douglas, I'm Chris Cotter saying so long for Louisville, Kentucky. Let's send you to Taylor Tannenbaum in the studio.
We're just waiting. Okay, here we go.
Cards
I'm gonna stay on this side. So that way you can walk back.
tomorrow at Zaxby.
My face looks straight. I got some on my face.
You're good. You're good.
Means Zaxby Rewards members who order online or in the Zaxby's app can score 5 free boneless wings with any $10 purchase. It's valid only tomorrow with code CARDSWIN25. Thank you to Zaxby for supporting Louisville Athletics.
Here with Colin Lacey. Colin, you had yourself a performance. You just really found yourself in a rhythm, it seemed like today. We got to talk about that 75-yard punt return to the house. What did you see when you realized you had open space to just go?
First of all, I want to thank God, but first I just want to catch the ball, then I just want to hit it with speed and just trust my teammates to block, and I just found my cuts, just make some people miss and just use my speed.
How does it feel to know that your offense can trust you, and what confidence does that give you that they believe in you to make those kind of big plays?
It gives me a lot of confidence. I just believe in myself and believe in my teammates to just give me the ball, trust my coaches to put me in the right position, and I'm just make that play.
You guys are on the road next, start ACC play. Well, what does it mean to be able to finally start conference action and to get on the road?
I'm excited to make a name for ourselves as a team, to show the world what we got.
All right, thank you. Congrats.